Archway, Rockingham. I'm just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, which will demonstrate in person here on site should you need it. In the front locker, I'll come back to in a moment, but that's where your gas bottle tie downs are. On the side of the van you've got your Truma heating and hot water flow, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. You're going to have your water pump connection, which is very simple. Blue trigger back and pull it out the side of the van and push in and lock in place. The pickup pipe will drop down inside the act roll itself. Battery box, where's where your battery goes, and as you can see at the moment we've got a demonstration battery on there just to show you everything is working. Mains power lead coming into the caravan from the site on power and straight into the side of the caravan. Motor mover, we'll demonstrate the motor mover here on site, and that'll allow you to move the caravan with the remote control. You've then got your toilet waste cassette down the bottom here. We'll open up. To release it, you pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you have an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. And in this cassette you need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Then at the top here, on your flush tank, you'll open it up with a key and you put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid as pink fluid. Down the bottom, you've got your 2 grey waste pipes. You have 2 bits of grey pipe that go into the larger diameter holes that you can see there, and they'll drop down inside your waste master. Come around to the back of the caravan, you have your 2 wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You do need to make sure all 4 legs are down while you are using the caravan. Going down the side of the caravan, at the front, you've got your motor mover on this side. You've then got your 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning. Underbed storage locker, and then your barbecue gas point on the front. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now, above the door as you come in you've got your master control panel. So you've got mains power on the bottom right hand side here, power on, power off. You've got your external light, you've got your 2 dimming lights for above the cabinets at the front, and when it says dimming level at the bottom here you can actually adjust that up to 100% or down to 5%. To allow the lights to change their brightness. You've then got your roof lights on and off, and at the bottom left hand side here you've got your water pump. On the screen here you've got your voltmeter to tell you how many volts are in the battery on board the caravan. To fill the water system up on this particular caravan you're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the van. And you're going to need to make sure the yellow drain down valve is flat with the floor. So as you can see, the yellow valve at the moment is flat with the floor. So you need to make sure the yellow valve is flat with the floor as it is now. If the valve is pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, then it will drain all the water out of the system onto the floor underneath the caravan. Once you've got that yellow valve shut and you've got your water pump or pickup pipe connected on the outside, you're going to come over to every tap on board the caravan, open the taps up on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, I've already filled the system up on this particular van. You're then going to come over to your water pump switch and turn your water pump on. Once the water pump's on, it will start filling the system up on board the caravan, and once the system's full you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, and at that point you can shut all of the taps back off, and then you'll be able to start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So above the door you have your Truma heating and hot water control panel. I'm just going to turn this off, and you need to make sure you follow this procedure before you turn off your main control panel every time. So you're going to press and hold the power button in the centre. When it comes up with off, you're going to wait until the screen goes blank, and then you can turn your main power off. If you don't do it in this way, it will chuck a fault into this control panel. Turn the control panel on, hit the central button, and then first of all you'll see your room temperature icon flashing on the left hand side. You're going to press the central button to enter that, then you can spin the dial right or left to control the room temperature. Set the temperature, for instance 30 degrees, you're going to put it up to 30 degrees, then hit the central button and that will be the room temperature set. I'm just going to turn that off for now. Next up you've got your water temperature. You're going to hit the button, you can select Eco, Hot or Boost depending on what system you want it to, or how hot you want the water to be. Do advise if you're using the boost that you use the heating and hot water system on gas to boost the system. Hot is obviously hot, but to set any of these, again, you hit the central button and it will allow you to set the heating and hot water, or the hot water, sorry. You've then got your power supply for your heating and hot water itself. So you've got gas, hit the central button and it will self-ignite on gas. Mix 1 is 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Mix 2 is 2000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Electric 1 is 1000 watts of power on its own, and electric 2 is 2000 watts of power on its own. Selecting these again, you hit the central button, and that will set the power, the source that you're going to use. I'm just going to turn the heating up so I can show you the blowers on board the van. So you've got the fan speed here. We come into there and you've got eco, or high depending on what you're going to run it on. So high, for instance, and then when the van warms up, the heat will start coming out the vents around the caravan, which you can see just down in the corner of the van and dotted throughout the caravan. Again, I'm just going to turn that heating off for now. I don't think we need that on today with the temperature it is outside. At the bottom here you have got some advanced settings, and for these we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. So turn that all back off now, as we don't need it on. There we go. Again, you wait for that screen to go off before you turn that control panel off on the right hand side. Next up, we're going to come to your fridge. To turn the fridge on, you've got a power button on the left hand side here. Press the power button and the fridge will come on. First symbol you see here that's lit up in blue, currently a bit hard to see because of how bright it is outside, is your mains power. Now on the right hand side here you've got a thermometer button which you press, and the more bars you have lit up here, the colder the fridge is going to be. If you want to run the fridge on gas, as long as the gas is turned on, it will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to start flashing this red warning light on the right hand side, and if you press and hold this, if it does fail to ignite, it'll actually start the igniter again. 12 volt supply is for when you are towing down the road. So it's not the 12 volt supply on board the caravan, it is the 12 volt supply from your car, and essentially it will turn your fridge into a cool box. It won't be completely cold, but it will chill it enough to keep the milk and butter cold as you're travelling down the road. Microwave works like your household microwave, no difference at all there. You've then got your hob, grill and oven, and again that works like your household appliances, no difference at all there. As long as the gas is turned on, hit the igniter on the front here and that should ignite it up. Coming into the bathroom now, you have the toilet system, electric flush on top of the toilet. Toilet full indicator light, this will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan, you do need to make sure this toilet seat is pointing straight on across the van. Below the toilet, you'll have your grey waste handle, and you need to push this across to allow the waste into the toilet cassette underneath the van. And in the closed position, when you're not using the toilet, and you'll also need it in the closed position so you can remove that toilet waste cassette. During the winter, do advise you take your shower head off and drop the pipe work down to the floor. And when you are leaving the caravan for the winter, I advise you to leave all the taps in the open position, in the central position between the hot and the cold. So around that position and wide open on all the taps, and the same with the shower tap as well. In the back of the caravan, you've got the bedroom, and the bed does lift up to allow storage underneath. As you can see, you can also mount your spare wheel in there should you need to. So that is the Swift Archway Rockingham. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.